Hi, I'm Terry MUNSELLE of the MUNSELLE Group with Compass in the Desert. You know, in a seller's market like we're in, it's hard, especially in the lower price ranges, to know how to make an offer. I've worked with several buyers recently, and they've realized that most buyers are really not aware of their options when, making an offer on competitive properties that we're dealing with right now. And there are a couple of options you have. You basically can make your offer, and then you can wait to see if you get a rejection or an acceptance or a counteroffer. But you could also do another thing. You can include an escalation clause. Now, an escalation clause is a provision in the offer that increases the purchase price depending on what the other buyer's offers come in at. So the clause includes three basic components: the original offer price, how much the price can escalate above any other competitive offer, and the maximum amount that you would be willing to pay for that home. How much can we exceed the original offer? So here's an example. Say you've got a house that's $800,000 and you want to offer full price, but because of the competition, you'd go higher, and you don't want to be left out of the bidding if better offers come in. So we would add two things to our offer. We would say, we're willing to pay $800,000, but if someone comes in with a higher offer, then we will go and exceed their offer by, say, $10,000. Now, let's say another offer comes in then at $800,000. So now your offer is $810,000. But we're going to include our maximum amount that we would pay for this home, which in this case, say, is $875,000. So if another buyer comes in at $875,500, we're out. The main condition I always include is the verbiage that if we win, then the seller must show us the bona fide competing offer, and it must be a bona fide competing offer. The seller can take any offer they want. The seller can still come back with a counter to all the buyers. They could just select one of the offers. They could reject all of the offers. There's so many pieces to consider in an offer. If all the offers were written with the same closing date and say they're all cash, well, it might be easier. But usually the offers have different closing dates, and maybe some are cash and some have loans. Our goal on any competitive offer is to take the question mark out of the deal for the seller. We want to make it easy for the seller to say yes to your offer versus all the others. So I try to find out everything I can find out to help write the offer. So I'll find out, perhaps price is the most important thing. It's important to everybody, but perhaps a longer or shorter closing date is important to the seller. Maybe they need to stay in the home for some period after the close. And perhaps this seller wants to leave furniture. It would make it easy for the seller to move if they didn't have to take everything. Or maybe they want to take the fountain that's out in the yard. Whatever it is, if we can include that in the offer, we want your offer to stand out. Buyers sometimes ask me on an escalation offer, well, if they select another offer, and why did they do that? And will I get to see that? And no, you do not get to see any other offer. You only get to see the other offers or offer if yours got selected with the escalation clause invoked. Now, just because you do one does not mean you're going to get the home. Last week, my buyers used the escalation clause, and the seller received 3 offers, all with escalation clauses. In this case, for the seller, it was so confusing. The seller decided just to counter all of them and said, okay, buyer 1, 2, and 3, come back with your best and final number by 5 p.m. At any rate, when you do an escalation clause, be sure to use your top number. Yes, you are laying your cards out on the table. Everyone's going to know, but it probably will be your last chance that you're going to have on that home. I had another buyer call. We were discussing price as I was writing the offer. And I said, at what price would you be really upset if another buyer got it for that price and you didn't? So he thought about it and he upped his number. So there's a lot of factors, and you just want to use an agent that can help and understands this. Please call me if I can help you with buying or selling in the desert, or want to discuss escalation clauses. Thank you.